So to beat her, you want to beat right in her face, use staggers, and never give up your turn. When she resets neutral, you want to throw a projectile to disrespect neutral. Be careful with the rock. If she's someone that fights you up close, don't be afraid to use someone who has just a little bit more range than her to crap on her neutral, like these three guys, for example. And if she zones, then you have to bring out the teleport, right? Whoever you wish it to be, bring out the teleport. She would do well against the zoning Cetrion. He would do well as well. Obviously, Jay would do good, so this guy as well, this guy. There are options. You struggle against Cetrion? We all do. I'm going to tell you how to beat Cetrion. You have to understand where her gaps are. Very important. And yeah, it is sad that you have to know how to flawless block to beat this character. But in a way, you have to. And if you can't, I'll show you another way. So, okay, there is no gap here. Actually, let's activate the gap for you to see, right? Flawless. Okay, we're flawless. No gap. You see that? Not going to be a gap here. There's going to be a gap on pokes. And of course, I can't special cancel. There's a gap here at back 3, flawless block. And like I said, there's a gap after each poke into wind. And there is a gap after 4, 2, 3, wind. Very important. So know that there are gaps there. And don't try to flawless block gaps that are like 1, 1. I see a lot of people falling for this. There's no gap here. So don't fall for it. But how you beat Cetrion, essentially, is to throw out a projectile after she resets neutral. That's pretty much it. To disrespect her neutral with projectiles. Be careful because, especially with 4-2, you see how it's only -2? Or like standing 1-1 into wind. This is -2 or 3. She has enough time to throw out a wall and break your thing. And if you do that, she's going to smash your face with a crushing blow. So you have to be careful. What I would do is I start by just throwing out a ring on projectile. A ring on projectile. On reversal as soon as I can. And I see how fast they react. Because eventually they will throw the wall. That's the counter. It's easy to beat. You just delay your throwing of projectiles. You let her reset the wind. Reset the wind? Reset neutral. So let her do it. There you go. She does this. And instead of doing this, like that, she would break it like this, okay? So what you can do is you simply wait. Boom. Right? And then that's the mind game. And okay, let's talk about why it's so important to use projectiles. When I use projectiles with Sonya, I will use projectiles full screen, yeah. But people think that projectiles should only be used here. Bro, I use them like right here. I don't care. I'll use them almost right in your face if I have to. And the reason why is because after Cetrion resets neutral with the wind, you don't want to let her walk. That's what she wants. That's why she's resetting neutral. She wants to walk away or do all sorts of things. She doesn't want to lose her turn. She's greedy. She wants to keep her turn forever. And you stop her movement by throwing projectiles in the neutral. Just be careful. Huh? The rock is coming. So you have to be very careful as to when you time your throwing of projectiles. But that is how you're going to beat Cetrion. If you're able to get right in front of her with staggers, for example, Sonya is a bad example for this because she doesn't have good staggers. But let's say I have Liu Kang. Actually, let's switch to Liu Kang. Let's say I have Liu Kang. Liu Kang can be challenging for Cetrion because for the same reason that he's challenging against everyone else. His staggers are great. So his pressure is it's just hard to take back your turn, right? But it's especially challenging for Cetrion because this guy, unlike Jackie, has good projectiles to throw at you. So it stops your movement. When he hits you, he has medium damage. It's not as hard as like Jackie, but that's how you want to play against her. You want to use projectiles, not just from full screen, of course from full screen, but just be careful when you're zoning her, because if you have the advantage, you will be able to zone her, which is ironic because she's the best zoner in the game. Well, arguable, I think it's Robocop, but when you're close, keep the pressure going, and when you're like about here, you throw projectiles. And if you have a character with longer ranging normals than her, which is rare, like this may be her, definitely him, and him. Like in my opinion, Joker beats Cetrion, and I know everyone hates me when I say this. I have to explain myself. It depends on the playstyle. If the Cetrion is a zoner that just runs away the whole game, it's highly likely that she's gonna win. If Cetrion is played the way that people play her, like right in your face, and resets neutral and stuff, and plays in the neutral, like Dragon does, for example, like every good Cetrion does, I think she loses. And we've seen that in the We Play tournament because Tekken Master, he was doing good at zoning, running away, and then eventually when he engaged, which he should not have, he got blown up every single time because I think Joker wins the neutral because he has a stick with no hurt box. She moves her entire body forward, so that's the reason. So, another way to beat her is to counterpick and go to a character that has long-ranging normals, longer than her, longer than this. Like Joker. Again, if she zones, be careful. If she's just someone that likes to throw projectiles at you and frame trap you from full screen, Joker is probably not your man. You want to go with Raiden, someone who has a teleport, who can get out of there and get close to her. But if you play someone who just resets neutral, stays in the neutral, Joker is your man. So for example, see here, he can just stick her. That sounded naughty. And there's not much she can do in the neutral. She has to run away. Like, if she tries to engage, let's do it. She gets blown up by 4-2. She has to really, like, to play against him, you have to just run away all the time, right? So like that. But he can still catch her. It's very difficult as Cetrion to play against him, simply because of his 4-2. This is so strong. And when he touches you, you blow up. And when you touch him as Cetrion, you just, it's a fly. She doesn't do, like, she has the least amount of damage in the game, I think. It has to be the least amount of damage. Like, I mean, like, on hit, not on block. Obviously, she does chip damage, and that's why it's balanced. But take Joker or take Spawn, and you should be able to beat her. Or you can also take... There's a couple characters that I think do good against her. Sub-Zero does good against her. Scorpion does good against her because of the teleport. Oh, sorry, and this guy does good because of his Ice Ball and his slide, so she can't zone. And because of his slide, when you reset neutral, you never know when this guy's going to slide in your face, so you can't really move as well as you would like to. I think Devora does fairly well because she has long-ranging normals, and she also can grab you from the zoning position with Window's Kiss. Obviously, Jade does good because of the glow. The wall in the wind goes through the glow, but there is a counter to that. Let me show you real quick. Before we get to that, who else does good? Robocop can probably zone Cetrion, which is funny. Just careful, there's a teleport for Cetrion. And who else would do good against Cetrion? This guy can jump on her like there's no tomorrow. She struggles with her anti-airs against him. Plus he has back one, you know, long-ranging moves with no hurt box. That really helps. Oh, and Raiden. This thing here. Well, we're gonna take a look at both of these. So let's start with Jade. So the thing with Jades, and is they always wanna, I don't have the right variation, but they always wanna glow, right? And then you can't touch them because the wind doesn't go through the glow. So for example, see? You have to hit them, but if they block and then you do, for example, 4-2 like this into wind, and they blocked, so let's actually get her to block properly. Like this. Look. It goes over, it's a full combo punish. Same thing with the rock, right? So, you have to be extremely careful. But, the counter for you as Cetrion is this. Right, she does this? No. You can still grab her with your vine. No. She has a lot of recovery, like even from here, 44 recovery. And usually, Jades are not going to block her because they don't expect this. So that is how you stop her from glowing, essentially. So that's the counter to that, but generally speaking, I still think Jade has the tools to beat Cetrion, especially from full screen. If she can block the tendril pull, it's probably closer to 5-5 than 6-5, 6-4 though. Okay, and this guy, Raiden. So Raiden beats her in my opinion because, first of all, longer ranging moves than her, right? Also because of this, forward 4 into this. Like the forward 4 reaches her from so far, and then when he's up close, right, he has good staggers to do what he wants with her. And he has higher damage than her. And of course, if you get a Cetrion that zones, you can just teleport. If you have that variation. Raiden would be more so for if you just want to fight her face to face. Like both characters thrive here, but other than Rock, like she's not gonna touch you and you can touch her. So this is not advantageous. Like you can really fight back against her. So yeah, he does pretty good. And then you can close the distance, like I said. Reset neutral when you want to. So, Raiden does good. Does he beat her 6-4? I'm not sure. Maybe. Probably. Alright guys, that's it. So to beat her, you want to beat right in her face. Use staggers. And never give up your turn. When she resets neutral, you want to throw a projectile to disrespect neutral. Be careful with the rock. If she's someone that fights you up close, don't be afraid to use someone who has just a little bit more range than her to crap on her neutral, like these three guys, for example. And if she zones, then you have to bring out the teleport, right? Whoever you wish it to be, bring out the teleport. She would do well against the zoning Cetrion. He would do well as well. Obviously, Jay would do good, so this guy as well, this guy. There are options, but if you get frustrated against Cetrion, I understand. You have to switch. You can't just focus on one character in this game and just hope for the best. Like, she does good against Cetrion because her zoning is great. And again, you can shit on neutral, just like Zonia can. Anyways, guys, that's it. Like and subscribe, peace.